Planting for Food and Jobs is a fantastic program if you're able to implement it well. So launching it in Goso, which happened to be middle belt of Ghana and the food basket of Ghana, I think it's a good thing. The program itself is good. There are 3 key components in that program that we are looking at. We are aware of the problem with extension services. Our research we did in 2018 shows that we have 1 extension officer providing services to 3,000 farmers, which is a very wide gap. So MPP government promised to bridge that gap, and in their manifesto they promised to bring it down from 1 extension officer to 3,000 farmers to 1 extension officer to 500 farmers. So that is good, and it's also captured in Planting for Food and Jobs. If they are doing it, look, we continue to provide recommendations on how government will address farmer extension ratio gap. And we are saying that, look, when you go to most of the district assemblies, you have a lot of extension officers who are there. They are not able to reach out to farmers. What are the problems? They are lacking basic facilities like motorbikes to be able to reach out to the farmers. Those who have motorbikes don't have fuel to fuel those motorbikes to visit farmers. They don't have access to internet facilities, laptops, and other things. What are we doing with those people? There are people who completed agri-training colleges and they place embargo on recruitment. Have we lifted the embargo? They are going to engage national service personnel. And those service personnel will be trained by the district agri offices so that they will go there. I have serious problem with that. So your point is they are not engaging the already trained. So in the first place, look at what we have in the system. The old extension officers who are there, they have nothing to do because of lack of logistics. They have the knowledge. Because they are not equipped. They are not equipped. So let's try to equip them, and now we will now bring more on board to fill in the gap. But you can't go and bring those who have no knowledge in the area. You are going to use just 1 month to train them to go and provide service to farmers. Is that the case? Do you have evidence to show that's the case? That is the case. I have spoken. I just returned from Kintampo, and I have a lot of extension officers who were looking for us to support them, so that they will be able to do these facilities. And they themselves also said they heard that government is recruiting people, and those people will come under them so that they will train them. And the point I'm making is that a farmer who is engaged in agriculture business for several years, these people will go there, the farmers will rather school them. We need extension officers, but the approach is wrong. The second one is that the project beneficiaries, those that they are targeting to benefit from the project, we have serious problem with it. The project is saying that for you to be a beneficiary of Planting for Food and Jobs, you must have 5 acres or more. If you are saying that you are targeting farmers with 5 acres and above, majority of farmers, over 80%, who provide for the agriculture sector, have less than 5 acres, especially the women. So are we leaving all these people out? Were you asked, did you make any input on that? Why we should have the acreage less than 5? That is the problem. The problem is that they sit in the office and design the program. I thought you were engaged in this. The point is that's the point I'm making. They are launching Planting for Food and Jobs. We are never invited. Key stakeholders like us, who have majority of farmers on the ground there, are not invited. And it's not only us. There are other farmer associations who have not been invited. So who are those who are making the program for? So if they were to consult us, we would have at least suggested to them that, look, you have over 80% of farmer population, those who need these services, having less than 5 acres, especially the women. Are we leaving those people out? So I would have expected that we should rather see that the beneficiaries should be those who have less than 5 acres. Those who are going to plant less than 5 acres, not more than 5 acres. Because those who are planting more than 5 acres, already their capacity have been built. They have the resources to be able to purchase these facilities. So they don't really need the support that much. So there will be another way of supporting them.
I think with every new program, there's bound to be some challenges. But I think it's a step in the right direction that all Ghanaians should be up and doing. I call it a clarion call, and that I think we should all come together and make sure this program becomes a success. Yes, there are challenges, but I believe a lot of us were consulted. There was a committee that was put together, what they call strategic group. I think PFAG happened to be a member. And so those were the stages where some of these issues should have been brought out. Yes. That's what I think. Beyond that, I also believe farmers were existing before the NPP government came. They are only trying to address some of the challenges. And so by rolling out this program to cater for, or to cater to, like say 5 acres per holder or all of that, they were looking at an increase in whatever was existing already because of the subsidy that was being rolled out. So that's about that. With the extension problem or program that we are talking about, for a longish while now, there's not been any extension recruitment at all. And the ratio that Charles rolled out,
1 to 3,000.
1 to 3,000, that has been the issue. Aside of the inadequate human resource, there is also inadequate logistical resource. And so, yes, I know they will be equipping them as well, but we need to increase the human resource base. And especially with our students from the tertiaries, like the agricultural students, the university students, most of them are agronomists, but this job embargo has sort of curtailed all their movements, and they are going about looking for non-existent white-collar jobs. So I think for the first quarter, if they've been able to rope in over 1,400 farmers, we should encourage them and continue to make the needed inputs as and when we go. That is what I believe. Granted, there's still a lot of challenges because my difficulty has been the consideration of the value chain approach. Which means the market, the processing bit, the pre-processing, even the packaging and all of those. So that's where I sit, that's where I come from. Because I think there was something like that with the buffer stock program. But this, we have different categories of, or different varieties of crops that we are expected to do. My question is, are we well prepared, especially at the post-harvest level? The stocks, the storage, the warehousing, the marketing. And this is where I believe we all need to continue to input and see where we can go from here.
But so far, do you know the plan? Do you have any idea what the plan is from harvesting down?
That's what we are. I know there's been some verbal promises that there's some markets out there somewhere. I can't put a figure on it. But then I believe for instance, with processing and storage and all of that, it's still challenging. And so I would have loved that this year would have been a pilot and would have been scaled up as we go. That is what I think.